there's one comedian that I would probably name or place above all others, it would have to be my very personal favorite comedian and entertainer and first friend in show business, Eddie Cantor. When I was a kid, I would write in for tickets to the Eddie Cantor radio program. I would sit in the audience every Sunday night. I think I knew that theme song backwards and forwards, Eddie Cantor's theme, I love to spend each Sunday with you.
Ask friend to friend, I'm sorry it's through. I'm telling you just how I feel. I hope you feel that way too. Let's make a date for next Sunday night. I'm here to state 'twill be my delight to sing again, bring again the things you want me to. I love to spend each Sunday with you.
I used to love that theme song. That was my favorite radio identification song. And I'll tell you one thing about Eddie. He was the only entertainer ever. It's an amazing statistic if you're statistically inclined. If you like facts and figures the way I do, he was the only one ever to be number one, not number 2 or 3, but number 1 in radio, television, movies, burlesque, vaudeville, recordings, musical comedy, you name it, he was number 1. And Eddie Cantor's list of discoveries or protégés, the people who got their first big break from Eddie Cantor, has got to be the most impressive list of protégés ever. George Burns and Gracie Allen, Bobby Breen, Deanna Durbin, Dinah Shore, Sammy Davis Jr., Jacqueline and Suzanne, Eddie Fisher, and one fantastically gifted comedian who I think really reached the height of her movie fame by appearing as Eddie Cantor's leading lady on the screen, and her name was Joan Davis. I really miss her, and somehow I find it very difficult to think of Lucille Ball or Carol Burnett or Phyllis Diller or many more who followed without thinking to myself, without realizing how much they must have been influenced, how much their clowning had to be influenced by Miss Joan Davis. I want to give you a sample now of Joan Davis as she appeared on the movie screen with Mr. Cantor.
I don't want to go in.
Right.
We set it up for the three of us. The three of us enough. Joe has got...
Wait a minute. You boys get yourselves in. I've been rehearsing with Ziggy for weeks. Oh, my back.
What's the matter with it?
I think I broke it taking vows. What a wonderful way to die.
Oh, Joan, come on, George.
Where? We're through, Eddie.
Oh, no, we're not. Come on.
You take this man to be your lawful wedded husband.
I do?
And you take this man to be your lawful wedded husband.
Do I? I do.
I now pronounce you man and wife.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Martin, that'll be $2, please.
Well, here's my dollar.
Here's mine.
Well, congratulations to you all.
Thank you. From now on, if you want any money, you'll have to come to me.
Niagara Falls. The threshold.
I love that boy.
I'm having such a good time here because my occupation as well as my preoccupation is remembering people like Joan Davis and Eddie Cantor. And if I weren't screening this material here for you, I'd be probably screening it at home for myself or for a few friends. We'd be analyzing and remembering people like Eddie Cantor and Joan Davis. I want to mention that she had a very popular TV series in the 1950s called I Married Joan, which more or less set the pace for many situations, for almost every situation comedy that followed. A fabulous lady. But back now to the star of our sequence here, Eddie Cantor. Eddie Cantor was the man who really helped America, and the whole world laughed their troubles away when they did have depression-type troubles, big troubles. He was nicknamed affectionately Banjo Eyes. He had those big saucer banjo eyes, which more or less set the mood for his whole personality, bright and dazzling and sparkling and sunny. And I'm surrounded here by hundreds of letters, handwritten and typed, written by the great man himself, Eddie Cantor, because I wrote his radio show. I was 17 years old, and he hired me to write a program called Ask Eddie Cantor. We would play old records and reminisce. I'd provide the records. I'd provide the memorabilia material, which he had more or less forgotten. And these letters are priceless. These autographs are beyond value. There's no value. They're just impossible to acquire. And Eddie Cantor, I think, is mostly remembered by his trademark, the way he sang, that frantic delivery, clapping his hands, bouncing up and down the stage, waving his handkerchief, and that feverish pace, sort of dashing and darting back and forth, which legend has began one night way downtown in New York City in an amateur night contest. Maybe something like this.
Hey, you! Go back to the zoo!
You made me what I am today. I hope you're satisfied. You dragged and dragged me down until my soul within me died.
Eddie,
You
faster! Move around! Keep moving around! Look out for the bag!
Pulled me from the start, and though you're not true, I
moving around, Eddie. Keep moving around.
You made me what I am today. I hope
Hey, kid, how you gonna go?
you dragged and dragged me down until the soul within me died. You carried deep and every hope. You pulled me from the start, and though you're not true, I still bless you. That's the curse of an aching heart.
Great, Eddie, great.
Thanks, Mr. Dillon. You saved my life.
Oh, forget it. Go on out there and take a bow.
But Eddie Cantor was mostly identified with the classic song, Makin' Whoopee.
Every time I hear that dear old wedding march, I feel rather glad I have a broken arch. I have heard a lot of married people talk, and I know that marriage is a long, long walk. To most people, weddings mean romance, but I prefer a picnic or a dance. Another bride, another groom, another sunny honeymoon, another season, another reason for making whoopee. The choir sings, here comes the bride, another victim is by her side. He's lost his reason, 'cause it's the season for marriage. Down through the countless ages, you'll find it everywhere. Somebody makes good wages, somebody wants her share. She calls him toodles and rolls her eyes. She makes him strudels and bakes him pies. What is it all for? It's so he'll fall for marriage. Another year, or maybe less. What's this I hear? Well, can't you guess? She feels neglected, and he's suspected of making whoopee. She sits alone most every night. He doesn't phone or even write. He says he's busy, but she says, is he? He doesn't make much money, $5,000 per. Some judge who thinks he's funny says you pay $6 to her. He says, now judge, suppose I fail. The judge says, Bud, right into jail. You'd better keep her. You'll find it's cheaper.
Eddie Cantor was a big star who deserves a big chunk of anything called Hollywood memories. I'll be right back with Uncle Milty, Milton Berle.
Happy birthday, honey. It's the big 4-0. Come on, make a wish.
I wish I was 29. But I think this Carvel ice cream cake will definitely cheer me up.
Oh, come on. How about the new set of golf clubs I got you?
Is that required equipment for middle-aged men?
Absolutely. A new set of golf clubs and fresh premium quality Carvel ice cream to celebrate your passage into middle-agedom. What more could you want?
To be 29 again.
Maybe next year.
Close your eyes. Now think of the greatest party you've ever been to. Super music, exciting people, fabulous foods. Now open your eyes. The music, the people, the food, the excitement, it's all there for you at Adam's Apple every night. Adam's Apple, 61st Street and 1st Avenue. Come take a bite out of life.